Hi and welcome to the build-up with me, Cecil G and James B. And we're looking ahead to today's game against AFC Wimbledon. Today's?
You're right there.
Today's? Yeah, I'm good. Hello everyone, what's going on? We've got a great show for you today. We've got a lineup of what's...
Full great show.
Yeah, we've got a full great show, a good show coming to you live today.
We've got a full great show.
We're going to talk about last game. We're going to talk about the match facts. Danger man, as you guys know.
Man, if Arsenal start this game the way you started this stream, oh my God.
We're in trouble. We got a box-to-box clip for you guys. We're going to look at an experienced person from AFC Wimbledon talking to us about his club. So we're going to get to that. And then we're also going to look at Spotlight, our new addition to this show.
There's no theme tune, is there?
There's no theme tune to Spotlight.
Good.
But, you know.
I can enjoy it.
There's always time. And we're going to look at a special player today from the Arsenal side that we expect to feature in today's game. And then lastly, top squad and the VIP app. Guys, I hope everyone is well. It is match day. I'm excited. I'm going to the game, so I'm gassed. I'm going to be sitting in club level by myself. Big up.
There we go, yeah.
What about you watching from here? Doing
Yeah, I'll be here. I don't know if I'm on the watch on, I don't know. Anyway, I'll be here, playing top squad, hoping Arsenal win, all that.
Yeah, all of that. Obviously, after the last game I went to was a West Brom game. Buzzing, it was really good. Really good watching that, great viewing. I saw Arsenal play like with freedom actually, not even play in a certain way, but with freedom. They was very expressive. Goals were really lovely, really well put together goals, not just set piece, a penalty or anything like that. It was actually, there was good free flowing football. So I hope to see that tonight, especially against
We
AFC
want to see goals. I think that was the best thing. When that West Brom game happened, should we go into it? Because first thing we were going to do was talk about
the last game,
West Brom, which you were there. Brilliant.
So we're here.
Cool. Let's go into it.
I tried to kind of set that up.
No, that was good. But you know what? I'm not used to that from you.
Yeah, I'm not.
So I was like, wow, that was a really good.
We've got structure. Now. We've got a proper build up for you all today. So
yeah. We said on the last build up, it was me and Harvey, that we want to make it more of an actual build up.
Yeah, proper build up.
So that's what we're here to do. But
give you all the information that you need.
That's a good little flow.
Segue.
Yeah, good segue. Now I'm fumbling.
Right.
Well, you warmed up. Okay, I need to talk more. Okay. Yeah, West Brom. We won 6-0. We put out quite a strong team.
Yeah.
We've got some of the match facts here. Obviously, 14 shots to their 11. We were very dominant. We had all the ball basically. We outpassed them. We, almost 3 times the passes they completed. But look, it was the West Brom reserve team, second team.
I hate that. You're just whatever.
But the one thing there's almost like no winner. It's like a lose-lose situation. You're playing the West Brom reserves. People are going to be looking at you and saying, well, it's only West Brom's reserve team. You should be destroying them. But at least we did destroy them. The only thing Arsenal could do is turn up, win extremely comfortably, book yourself in the next round, and then that's it. And because we haven't been used to being in the second round, I really treated this game as more of a qualifier. When you have... when was it when 4th place in the Premier League used to get you into the qualifying rounds of the Champions League? It wasn't all straight in.
Yeah.
And I thought, I kind of likened it to that. We should normally be entering at the 3rd round, which is what today's going to be. So this was just a quick qualifier, get yourself booked in and done. And listen, we saw some goals. But you were there.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to finish off the rest of those stats that are on the screen right now. So 74.5% to Arsenal, 25.5% obviously to West Brom. Outpassed them easy, 640 passes to 214. And the pass active, 88% for Arsenal, 61% for West Brom. I was there, and those stats, obviously I didn't have the stats when I was at the ground, but literally what it says there is what I saw. It was a great game to view. I really enjoyed it. I really did. It was free-flowing football, like I said at the beginning, and I want to see more of that tonight. I want to see... It was a strong squad actually against West Brom. That's one thing that also not surprised me, because I think Arteta's against the ropes right now when it comes to game by game. He's feeling the pressure, so I wasn't surprised to see a strong squad. I hope tonight we see a squad that can beat AFC Wimbledon, but not the strongest squad like he played against West Brom, because obviously the main focus is on Sunday's game against Tottenham. So
yeah, I expect rotation, but I just hope it's smart rotation.
Yeah, because are we worried? Because last season, the FA Cup, he rotated against Southampton. We got battered. We didn't get battered, we lost. We made six wholesale changes.
Yeah.
Do you worry about that tonight, or do you think he has enough depth now in the squad to make those changes and trust them?
It's different. I mean, it's different because it's Southampton. It's Southampton away. That's the other thing. It's the FA Cup, and I said on the warm up that I still treat the Carabao Cup is a trophy I want to win. I want to win all of them. And, you know, if we go out tonight, I'll be really disappointed. I won't brush it off and go, well, who cares? It's the Carabao Cup. No, it will really bother me if we went out, not just because it's Wimbledon, but because we should be progressing to the next round, and I want to.
We should all be worried if we get knocked out tonight.
Yeah, but
I think as
the
a fan
Southampton game was different. We'd having such a bad season. That was a very obvious opportunity for silverware.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, Leicester won it. And we'd won it the year before. You know, I don't know. That was disappointing. But today is different. And you got to, it's horses for courses. You got to look at who we're playing today at home, the state of the season. Yeah, it's different. Okay. But yeah. All
right, cool. We're going to move on to the next section of the show. Would we like to look at some of the results from the previous games in the EFL Cup?
Yeah, well, last night, third round Carabao Cup action. Look, I don't think there's too much from an Arsenal perspective. We can
on this. Sorry, someone on Instagram tagged me in this on the Brentford game, like 7-0 Brentford. Oh, look at this. That's what you got to say now. I was like,
why? What's your beef with Brentford?
I don't know. I had no beef with Brentford. Obviously, we did lose them the first game of the season, but it was so random. Very random segue off that as well. But I was just like, what the hell? But good win for Brentford. That's a 7-0 win.
Yeah. Listen, job done. Brentford, you know, put 7 goals into the back of the net and got through. Obviously, Burnley winning 4-1 against Rochdale. This is really testing my knowledge of teams' crests, you know.
I'm probably trying to see as well.
There's no team names. Obviously, Man City beating Wickham 6-1. Nice and easy.
That was one that hit the headlines. Obviously, with Pep saying about Akinfenwa, we should have we'd love to have our defence play up against players like him. Week in, week out.
Is that what he said? I'll be honest, I wasn't.
Oh, yeah, it's been going all over social media recently that Pep kind of accredited Akinfenwa, and it's been posted
fair
everywhere.
enough.
But yeah.
But sorry, do you know what? I completely skirted over this other one, which is that Leeds won at Fulham. Yeah, penalty. On a penalty shootout.
Okay,
but still, you know, okay, Premier League club going through. Championship team Fulham are out. As we said, City with that 6-1 win against Wickham. Liverpool repeating their antics from the opening game of the Premier League season.
I know these club badges. Sorry, only because I've just sorry, I'm looking at Preston North End and Cheltenham. But anyway, carry on.
Yeah, Preston beating Cheltenham 4-1. This was the big upset, which was QPR knocking Everton out. 2-2 in full time, knocking them out on penalties. I've got to say, that would be so disappointing for Everton, who just lost James Rodriguez. What a disaster of a transfer that was. But also this is the kind of competition that Everton will definitely have been looking at, thinking, let's go and put a real run together. So I think that's probably the biggest upset so far.
Do you think over the one just two underneath that, the Stoke Watford one?
Well, there's that. I mean, Southampton obviously going through on pens against Sheffield United, but yeah, I mean, Stoke going to Watford winning 3-1. I think the QPR Everton upset result is a bigger upset in my opinion, and obviously Sunderland have gone and won at Wigan 2-0. So some of the teams there that are into the next round, that if we get through, we're looking at, talking the likes of Burnley, Brentford. Imagine we get Brentford away again. Liverpool, City. Liverpool never really take these kind of competitions too seriously on the clock. That's the one thing I'd say.
There's always a load of youngsters out there when in the Liverpool games, which is always nice, but you are right there.
Well, Origi and Minamino getting on the score sheet, there is depth, but you're right, he tends to give the youngsters a go. Even, I remember when he had to play like a complete reserve team because he took the first 11 to, I can't remember who it was, for the Club World Cup. Do you remember? Villa beat them 4-0.
Yeah, because sorry, this is going to sound, I'm doing that weird thing again. A lot of the players that I mentor played in that game.
Oh, wow.
Dominic Craven.
Did you used to play?
No,
professional football?
No, not you dickhead. Not me when I was playing, but obviously I have a company and I mentor footballers. But we're going to speak about that a bit later.
You used to play, didn't you?
Carry on. What else we got here?
That's it. Sunderland won at Wigan. So that was last night's action.
I wouldn't mind getting Brentford again. I think Ty has such a big vendetta against Ivan Toney. It actually would. The stars
would align. It doesn't take Ty a lot, but that's what I love about him.
Yeah, I would honestly, I'd really like to have them in the next round. Or who else would you want? And people in the comments, who would you want?
Do you know what? I'm not going to do it.
Go on, just give us one name.
I don't want to be sitting there going, who do we want next? Because
in case we lose.
Yeah. I don't want to jinx it.
You're not going to
Let's get the job done.
Come on, have you not got that?
On full time, if we win,
James.
I'll be buoyant. I'll be looking at all this, and I'll be.
Have you not got that? We're going to win energy.
No, I'm confident. I'm confident because I think Arteta will actually go fairly strong tonight.
Okay.
We're talking about League One opposition. We're at home. The fans are there. should be comfortable. And actually, the kind of best evidence I've got of Arsenal doing a good job in this kind of situation is the Europa League group stage last year. 6 games, all games we should win, but you think there's going to be one slip up in there somewhere.
Yeah.
And there wasn't. Arsenal did the job. Look at Spurs drawing 2-2. Near enough their first 11 at Rennes last week.
Yeah.
Rennes are a decent side, by the way, but that's kind of the point. So to come through that 6 wins out of 6 tells me that Arsenal should be professional.
We should win. We should win after obviously playing West Brom as well. We got the victory there. We should be beating a League One opposition. I know that I'm not.
Of course we should. We all know that.
Obviously we respect the club, but yeah, we should be getting the wins there.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
but yeah, so let's see. Listen, we'll be doing the draw in full time if we go through. I think we'll probably be.
Is that what I didn't know that.
We are, yeah. In full time, we'll be covering the draw because I think it's after the West Ham United game. But that's the other thing. So other games that are coming up, West Ham versus Man United. Well, it's actually at Old Trafford. Sorry. Spurs travel to Wolves. There's some interesting ties. Chelsea host Villa. There's going to be some big Premier League sides that get knocked out tonight.
Okay, perfect. I'm just going to take some comments today because I'm going to take some comments now because I saw a really nice one saying, I'm on the way to the game. I'll see you there. Big up. Shresh says, what's up, Cecil and James? It would be great if you could raise your fists in support of Martinelli starting today as striker. I don't know if that's confirmed. But okay, Also, is there a watch along on AFTV? There will be a watch along, 100%. That is going ahead. The talent are arriving. That's what I don't like the word influence. Oh, the fans. They're fans. We're fans. Yeah. We're all fans. Sorry, they're talented.
They're so talented.
Oh, you're such a dickhead. And there was a comment here. I was asking people who would you like in the next round. Keith Lee says Brentford. Someone says here they want Preston. Greta Ivanova says I want Preston.
Chris says he wants QPR at home.
Wants QPR at home, yeah. So yeah, let us know who you guys would want. Like I said, I would want Brentford. Just for the revenge.
we got the home game in the Premier League. No, you want to go to their turf?
Yeah, and just like, ha! And all that. Yeah.
Okay. I think they had a pretty rotated 11 in their game yesterday. To be fair, so who knows how seriously they're taking this? But this is kind of what's interesting is that a lot of these teams. This is such a good opportunity of silverware. Look at West Brom. A lot of West Brom fans weren't happy that their second team went out against Arsenal.
I was surprised they put such a
because their fans were saying
there.
This is an opportunity to, for a big scalp to knock Arsenal out, get to the next round. You want to. I'm surprised that a lot of teams kind of turn their nose up at this competition.
Do you think Arteta will take the Pep mentality through this whole competition and say strong squad regardless, or will he be really focusing about Sunday's game?
Pep's always been very good, and I think the $500 million he spent probably helps. But Pep's always been very good at making sure there's always a strong enough 11. Yeah. It's not just let's chuck the kids out there and let it be.
Like De Bruyne
got played. Yeah, Mahrez, Ferran Torres got minutes. Arteta will do something like maybe play Odegaard but rest Smith Rowe, play Pepe but rest Saka. You might bring in Lokonga, but it might be a case of Gabriel, who's just had an injury, will come out. Murray comes in, but he'll keep Ben White. I think he'll tinker enough so that there's enough key players getting rest, but also it's still a strong 11. I don't think we'll see a load of kids go out today.
Okay, good. I agree. I hope to see some. Some of the youth. We didn't mention in warm up. I'd like to see Amari Hutchinson at least on the bench. I think he's had a great start to the season. Very bright, young talent. I think he needs to be incorporated at some point.
Yeah.
As well as Charlie Patino. Chai Tanya says, do you see Patino getting game time tonight? Now we're going to get into that later. We'll speak about that later. But thank you for that super chat. Let's go into the fun facts that James has for us on today's build-up show.
As always, big up Opta for sending these through.
Thank you.
Yeah, I thought we'll just look at some of these. Always worth giving a little bit of context to the game. I'll start with this first one, which is that this is the first ever meeting between Arsenal and AFC Wimbledon in any competition.
What? I did not know that. Hold on, wait, what?
But you know what I'd love? I'd love a bit of clarification. Well, no, actually, this might be a stupid thing to say.
Go on.
This is obviously because AFC Wimbledon are a reformed team, essentially.
Correct,
reformed team.
Correct.
So that will be why. I imagine Milton, MK Dons, we've played at some point.
Yeah, yes, we have.
Surely.
We have. We have.
And and maybe when they win. But anyway, I thought that was quite fun. So there we go, AFC Wimbledon, first time.
That's a good stat that Arteta can add to his CV if we win.
What, the only manager ever to beat AFC Wimbledon? Do you know the funny thing? Stan will go, that's pretty impressive, to be fair. Yeah, so Josh, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Do you know what?
That'll be in the press conference.
Two-year extension.
That'll be his press conference. Well, I am the only person to beat AFC Wimbledon at Arsenal. And you'll see Turkish just ripping out his hair.
He would, actually. I'll have him on straight out of Colney. He'll be there like, sorry, I had to join you for this one. Well, listen, Granit Xhaka got a new deal, and I'm not sure what for, so hey, who knows what you get new deals for Arsenal these days. That was harsh.
That was a bit, I was going to say,
listen,
bit of a dig.
Listen, this is his last, he's back on Sunday.
He's back, yeah.
Back on Sunday. Come on, Xhaka. Come on, deliver. Because Arteta might well chuck him straight back into the 11. But hey,
he'll do.
That's something for the build-up on Sunday. Let's go to our second fun fact of the day, which is that Arsenal haven't lost their last 33 home League Cup matches against teams from a lower division. That includes 30 wins and 3 draws. They've won the last 12 in a row by an aggregate score of 38-5. And the last team to do it, which is basically beat Arsenal, were Walsall in November 1983. That's a good omen Arteta can break, isn't it?
You're so bad, and I was going to say the same thing. I mean, that's
anyone
a long
who
time
hasn't
ago.
been following me and Cecil like over the last year since we joined AFTV, going through these stats, because we used to do it on the stats called the stats preview show, and we had all the omens were in our favour. Everything, all the the fact that Arsenal never go like
never
2 games without
beating this team, and all of that.
It will always be something. Their record at home. Burnley have never won at Arsenal since 200 BC.
They've never beaten back-to-back fixtures. We've never lost this. We've never done that. And
Aubameyang's never scored an own goal in his life since before he was born, and all that. And then he does.
Partey's never had a serious injury
all
in his career.
Yeah. And then obviously Arsenal like to turn that around. But, yeah. Anyway, that's a nice one.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. Let's go into our third fun fact, which is that Arsenal have only failed to go beyond the third round of the League Cup in one of their last 18 seasons, and that included losing 2-1 at home to Southampton in the 2014-15 season. I remember that, and I remember being so furious that we got knocked out. It really, really bothered me. Because I had that mentality back then when we were still playing Champions League football, and we had Alexis Sanchez. I think Alexis Sanchez scored we've got Dan Potts in the building. Alexis Sanchez free kick in that game, Southampton at home, Carabao Cup.
2014, 15.
We lost it 2-1.
Yeah.
Last time. That's the only time in 18 third round ties that we've lost.
Okay, but that's not too bad of a
That's not a bad stat. It's not a bad stat. I'm picking on the one negative.
We normally go in at the third round as well, so I mean. Yes, it's a rarity that you get knocked out straight away. But I guess 2014-15, I'm trying to wrap my brains remembering that game. I know you guys remember it, but interesting.
Yeah, but, unbelievable Alexis Sanchez free kick. But
boy, we miss. Do you know what? Miss Alexis Sanchez right now, boy. Miss a lot of those players in that era actually.
Southampton were a good side then. I think they had Pochettino. No, they didn't. It might have been the first year of Ronald Koeman actually, but anyway, whatever. We lost and it was disappointing. But hopefully today we just get the job done.
Okay.
And that rounds up my fun facts for the day.
Fun facts.
I thought a couple fun facts in there.
FM Shake as a super chat here says, big up Cecil and James. Lots of talk on Patino, and Hutchinson is also a huge prospect. Think we'll see him tonight? Question mark.
A lot of questions about Patino. We're going to get to it. Don't worry.
We're getting it.
But yes, I think we will.
The West Media says, nope. I think that's a trick one. So
no, it's not.
Is it not?
No, it's not. The West Media asked, what do you think of Mike Pierre-Emerick? Looks a real one. So, no, in fairness, for anyone who doesn't know who he is, we signed him the academy signed him from Fulham in the summer.
Me shutting it down straight away. Nope.
You're like, nope. What could it possibly meant?
I was like, oh, no. Because I think anything with Mike.
I hear that. No, Mika Pierre-Emerick came from Fulham. He had some unbelievable record, like 23 goals in 23 academy appearances last season for Fulham. Scored a hat-trick against the Chelsea under-23s the other day in a 6-1 win.
Interesting.
He's a very complete striker, sort of big, powerful. I don't know how he is in terms of pace and skill, but he's a very kind of physically mature striker. And we brought him in, and he's striking up a decent relationship, it seems, with Balogun. There was one great goal against the under-23s at Balogun. Like, he was out on the left, quite wide, and he just pinged one to the back post. And Pierre on the volley put it in. So he looks good.
So this Mike guy is striker, right?
Striker, yeah.
So we're signing. Led Dior says here, they say Nikolaj Mola would be the next Zlatan. I remember hearing that. There's a lot of strikers that we've got a lot of talent in the striking ability. We've got Balogun, Eddie Nketiah.
Still young. Balogun, as you mentioned. Mola, as they mentioned.
Mike.
Pierre-Emerick. Mike. Pierre being one, but also the one that's kind of been forgotten is Tyrese John Jules. He's been having a lot of loan spells. A lot of them have been kept, within the Arsenal setup, whether it's the academy or the first team. But John Jules has been out. Where is he?
Oh,
I think he's at Lincoln.
He's
at Doncaster.
He's a bit older now, though, as well. I think he's
maybe 19, 20.
I thought he was 20. I thought he was in his 20s.
You might be right.
Interesting.
And they all had really, really significant potential. Balogun got his minutes against Chelsea and then started against Brentford. Didn't really happen for him, but he's still young. Hopefully one of those strikers becomes, our kind of next big thing.
Interesting. Quite a lot of young talent in there, young striking talent that we have in the Arsenal, which hopefully we get to see going forward. Now, we're going to go to Box to Box, a great show. If you guys haven't seen us on the AFTV channel, hosted by Turkish. And this week we had an AFC Wimbledon fan, a friend of yours.
Yes, yeah.
Breakdown.
Friend and ex-colleague, yeah. Chris,
friend and ex-colleague. Big up Chris. Yeah. And I'm going to quickly cut to a clip now and give you some insight of AFC Wimbledon, because he's an AFC Wimbledon fan, and we'll give you everything you need to know.
Started the season really well. We've got a manager who's doing the right things, looking to be progressive at our level. We've got things like a restarts coach, which is like set pieces coach. We've even got a substitutions coach, which I've never heard of before.
Nah, not about it.
Apparently it makes a massive difference.
Yeah.
It's just a lad called Sammy Lander. I'm giving him a shout out here. He
went to do it, and
he done it at a non-league club, Weymouth, and then he got in contact with us just through LinkedIn and basically said, done the presentations to the coaching team, and we just took him on. And no one else, as far as I know, in English football has one.
He's
so
doing
there
a
you
good
go.
job at the moment.
Yeah, so we're very forward thinking. Not so much like the crazy gang anymore. We don't play long ball, play more possession.
You're missing a Vinnie Jones essay.
Missing a Vinnie Jones. Oh, we've got a few in there who can put a few tackles in. Not too many red cards though, hopefully. But no.
And not with VAR about. Yeah, you've got to be careful nowadays.
Yeah, but we're back at Plough Lane. We're in our new stadium, and it's brilliant. Like every home game's been rocking. So just excited.
You mentioned how many goals you've scored. Are you a free flowing side? Are you very much attack orientated?
Yeah, well, goals have come from all areas. Will Nightingale, our centre back, he scored 4 goals already.
Okay, yeah.
So that's like 4 goals in 8 games?
It's mad.
It's all competitions.
Is that part of the set piece culture as well, do you think?
Yeah. Well, a couple of his goals were basically like carbon copies. So the free kick would go into the back post and then he'd somehow run free and just head it in. So it's clearly something we've been working on. Set piece coach obviously plays a big part in that. Yeah,
listen, Arsenal, we're getting some insider knowledge here. Back post, header, centre back scored 4 in 8 games. Yeah. Don't let it happen against us this Wednesday night.
Turkish there just jinxed it. Plain and simple. Don't let it happen on Wednesday night. Don't let the crosses in the box be a problem. Cut to Turkish losing it on the stream later on, and Wimbledon crossed it in the scoring. He spoke about some interesting stuff. Yeah, good little breakdown there from Chris. Anything you took from there, from what he said? Anything you liked?
I know there's one thing you found fascinating. I'm going to leave that for you. But the fact that they're a very young team, free flowing football, lots and lots of goals this season. A threat from set pieces as well. Apparently, I think that unlike West Brom, who heavily rotated because they've got their eyes on bigger things in the Championship, I think Wimbledon will see it's an opportunity to come and go toe to toe with. I know we finished 8 2 years in a row, but still a heavyweight of the Premier League, and they'll want to come and give us a go, and I think they will give us a go.
We're a heavyweight of the Premier League.
We still are. When you
we're still a big club. I was just making sure that's what you was referring to. So
absolutely. But there was one thing you found really interesting.
Do you know what? A substitution specialist,
substitution coach.
What is going like? Do you know what? It may work. No, it may work. The way he broke it down, he said it comes from LinkedIn. Do you know what it does? But I just can't believe how. So we've got that substitution specialist or coach. set piece coach. There's probably a set piece, throwing coach. There'll be coaches for everything. Yeah, nutritionists, physios, sports scientists. There's just a person for everything in these clubs nowadays. It's
the sub coach. I kind of get it, because if you've got someone who is an expert at understanding when to make subs, that means I don't know.
Is that not the manager's job?
Well, I don't know exactly what it entails, but you've already got a team of people who do everything. You could say it's the manager's job to, sign players, and it is, but it's also the director of football, so it's also the scouts. You could say it's the manager's job to make sure that the players have the right diets and look after themselves. But you've also got dietitian, is that what it's called?
Yeah,
nutritionist, all these people, right? So if you have someone who is watching the game and is spotting that player's tired, because they're not looking to do anything else. They're not looking to figure out whether the tactics are being implemented, whether we're winning or not, or losing, whatever. They're looking just at maybe the fitness of the players, or actually, I say they're not looking at tactics. Maybe they are, and they're figuring out whether a player is doing what they should be and who they've got on the bench, who they could use better. Or maybe it could be a case of, we're 3-0 up, let's give this guy minutes because he's not had minutes since 3 weeks ago. I don't know what it would entail, but a specialist who understands how to manage the players who aren't involved as much as as we have players who manage the players who are involved. I kind of understand that a little bit.
Do you know what? It's odd for me. I understand the idea of it, but in my mind, it's like a manager. They normally get complimented for making subs at the right time, and that's what it says. He made those substitutions perfectly to win the game. Now that you have a coach doing that, I'm just like, what do you do? Do you stand up there and be the face?
Do you think we're moving towards a model in football kind of coaching where you have teams of people who do stuff? It's not just, and I know we've always had that, but you always had manager and then their assistants and their coaches and teams. But I'm talking, how in American football you've got attack, defense, and you've got special teams. I wonder whether you're going to have more. This is the attacking coach. This is the defensive coach. This is the sub coach. Yeah. This is the guy who makes the signings. This is the squad recruitment. This is like, so you're going to have. So
there's going to be like an 11, James, of coaches and an 11 of players for different things.
In future, you might not appoint Arteta. You appoint Mikel Arteta and co. Maybe.
I'm laughing,
you know what I mean?
but
Mikel Arteta coaching team.
Yeah.
Like maybe. Like I don't. Listen, I've seen a lot of things in football, even in my kind of short life, change a lot over the last 10, 20 years. It just wouldn't surprise me. People thought, Danny Murphy thought the concept of a throwing coach was wild. I think it was Danny Murphy, forgive me if it's not. But they thought that was wild. But it makes complete sense. No. How often do you get a throw and you're like, all right, boys, go on.
Down the line.
And then you launch it and you lose it. Because guess what? You've just thrown it into some random space.
No, it's very true.
If you've got someone who says, hold on, throw-ins are a massive disadvantage because it's so hard to control a ball from short distance, like take it down, because you've got to let it go before. Yeah. You can't throw it down, you've got to throw it up.
We don't have a throwing coach because...
What, are your Sunday league?
No, Arsenal, because Bellerin, if we do, then boy, I don't know, he needs to get sacked. Because if he's been here longer than a year, then boy.
Well, Bellerin got better, so maybe we hired one.
Maybe, and then he left on loan.
The concept of a coach that is teaching someone, is teaching a team, if you do this at throw-ins, you are 80% more likely to retain the ball than you were without me, let's say. That makes complete sense because it's all about gaining yards and advantages.
Is it a full-time role? Because I feel like you do that in a one-session thing.
The money that is spent on football clubs, and now that's in this industry. What do I care if it's a sure, it's a full. Why not?
It's crazy. Do you know what? I'm happy to see the game advance and get better as we go along. I think the Arteta and co thing probably will be what we will see in the future.
You're gonna have like a when they put men on the post, you're going to have a men on the post coach. Do you know what I mean?
You could literally have that.
What else could you have?
You have everything. How to make forward runs coach, I guess not being offside.
Staying onside coach.
How to get penalties, how to dive coach.
How to dive coach. Let me update my LinkedIn. It will be called how to manipulate contact.
coach.
How to manipulate contact.
Hey, can't we go into business?
Yeah, let's do it. Should we start?
Yeah, we'll start
okay.
pitching. We'll pitch it to Arsenal first.
Yeah, I think that'll be all right.
Let's
Listen,
do
I'm
it.
here to, and I bet you're good at that. I bet.
I'm a diver. Big
Yeah,
time.
of course.
People
you are.
already. I think someone commented right at the beginning of the stream. I got red carded against SC Dons, but I dived in that game, got a penalty for our team. But yeah, I do that a lot.
Yeah, I dived.
So it doesn't matter. The refs not going to watch this.
I'm trying to think. What? I mean, surely there's something else.
There'll be loads, James.
Dressing room coach.
Dressing room coach.
There'll be a motivational speaker.
Yeah. Vibes man as well. Maybe music.
Vibes man.
Before the game.
Vibes man. Okay. Yeah. There'll be the playlist coach.
Yeah, there'll be all of that.
We've got to get the right playlist, otherwise they're not in the right.
Do you know what? I actually quickly before when I was playing, I know it's football, blah blah blah. But we had a manager.
Crawley Town legend,
no.
you guys. I don't know disrespect. This guy.
Stop it. We had definitely not. We had a manager, and I thought when I signed, I was 16.
Yeah.
I thought the manager was going to be there every training session, doing the sessions, whatnot. Basically, like Marino does. Very pedantic, and it's particular about his sessions. That's what I thought he was going to do. Rarely ever saw the manager. He was in his office. We had a first team coach called Mark Beard, legend. Was at Brighton, doing really well with Brighton and Hove Albion with their youngsters. He was my coach, and we saw him every day. We never really saw the manager.
Yeah.
And for me, I didn't really like that as a player. But like you said, going forward, we might now see coaches for everything, and then the manager might just be the face. Might just be the face.
Maybe.
The guy that takes the hits.
The guy who represents the club.
Yeah.
The guy who represents him and his coaching team.
Yeah.
You know, but fans are clocking onto this now. I mean, there used to be a point in time where it was all eyes on the manager or the players, but people now look at, well, what's Edu doing? What's Vinay doing? You look at the owners. People are looking more at what Steve Bold did in the academy. They had some bad results in the academy last year, and no one really wanted to lose a club legend like Steve Bold. But Arsenal looks like, I think his name's Betsy, I think the new under-23 coach.
Oh, interesting.
He started really well, beating Man United under-23s, beating Chelsea.
Yeah.
You know, you start looking at these people more. You start Per Mertesacker, what's he doing with the academy?
Yeah. He's doing, to be fair,
he's getting a lot of
praise. Yeah, he's getting a lot of praise
for
at
the
the
job
moment.
he's done,
Yeah,
and I've been
he's
one of them.
doing well.
So yeah, people look at that side of football a lot more than they used to. It's not just all eyes are on Arteta, but now the debates become, well, would you rather lose Arteta or Edu? You know, that's the fans are much more conscious about these sort of things.
Yeah, we're very much more involved and
So
understanding.
yeah, the game's
of the whole
evolving,
club.
man, and I'm here for it.
I'm here for it as well. Shref says, should Arsenal go for Alexis in January transfer if Oba doesn't start firing for us this season? I'll take him back. Isn't he fastest to 50 goals for Arsenal? I mean,
I
wouldn't
wouldn't.
take him back. I wouldn't take him
Sorry,
back
I'm
personally.
not one of those. We talked about it on News Daily, Turkish and I, that Van Persie in 2015 called Arsene Wenger, seeing if he could come back. And I just think when certain players have left in the manner they have, I'd have taken Jack Wilshere back.
Would you?
Well, not for a footballer, for the love, for the
As in now?
for the nostalgia.
And to be a feature in the first 11.
No, you're going too far with it.
Okay.
I'd have had him back at training and see how he done, because
Yeah, in training, but
because you know the nostalgia. And I love Jack Wilshere. I've taken Fabregas back after Barcelona, 100%.
oh, that makes sense.
But Van Persie, Sanchez, no, not for me.
Okay.
Not for me.
Well, ladies and
you left in a certain way. Not for me.
Once you leave, especially in those sort of ways, there's no point coming back. You've kind of made your bed, now lay in it. And talking about laying in beds, this has no correlation to this, but talking about laying in beds, no correlation.
So no correlation at all.
No one correlation.
And also, when you said lay in bed, I'm thinking, with all the trophies you've won, like since you left, you know, it's so painful. Nasri, I wouldn't have had back either.
Hey, this is my section.
Anyway, sorry, carry on.
Jeez, guys.
I was hoping if I talk over it, we wouldn't have to do
No,
it.
we're going to go into the Danger Man section. I've chosen Cecil from AFC Wimbledon. Truthfully, I don't know loads about AFC Wimbledon, but I do have a friend who contacted me, I contacted him, called James Hill. I want to go to that in a second, but I'm going to quickly read out these stats. In 8 matches this season, he scored 2 goals with 1 assist. I watched some highlights of him. Very enthusiastic, young, I believe he's 19 years old. Been in the academy from when he was young as well, came all the way through the ranks. A nippy, I thought he was a midfielder, but I've been told if you watch Box to Box as well, he plays as a second striker. So we're likely to see him there, supporting the striker and assisting, quite a tricky player. Number 10, from what I saw in the clips of his playing, that he plays like a number 10, very skillful, very good on the ball, very confident. Now, moving forward, I spoke to James Hill. He's from Fleetwood Town.
Got a picture of him here, haven't
Got a
you?
photo of him here. Should be coming up with him alongside Cecil. Both of them playing together. Now, I messaged him. Again, I spoke about this at the beginning of the stream. I have a company.
How do you know?
So I have a company called Talent Transfer, and I mentor young footballers. James Hill, the guy in the red, he was one of the people that I mentor and one of my clients, I guess, or player that I speak to regularly.
I take the piss, but that's actually an amazing thing you do.
Oh, thank you.
No, it's like genuinely, it's really, really good.
I'll take it.
Like, for anyone who doesn't know, like footballers often at like Cecil's age are, they're encouraged football.
Yeah.
And Cecil's there to, as the name Talent Transfer suggests, use your skills for other things and prepare yourself for life away from football. If it, be prepared and. Yeah,
that's it.
It's a great thing you do.
Oh no, yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm not going to obviously talk about it too much on the show because it's not the right place. But yeah, so I speak with James regularly.
Cool,
he's doing really well, very young. And I just said to him, I saw a photo that you two played together. What is he like? And he just said, I'm going to read his Instagram message right here. That I asked him about any players that stood out. He said they have a lot of new players and they lost their main striker. I don't know, Piggott, yeah. So they have some boys on loan from Brentford, which is one of their strikers. I think it's Presley's on loan, and another lad from Chelsea. They have another lad in the 10 role who is sharp and has good feet, and it's this lad who is Cecil, the danger man today. So, and he picked him out. That's the person he picked out. So I was like, okay, wicked. So make sure you guys look out for him. So I'm sure he's going to play in today's game. That is it for Danger Man, and we're now going to move on to.
A brand new section
called Spotlight On or Spotlight, wherever I'm going to go with Spotlight On. And today's
let us know in the section, Spotlight on or Spotlight.
Yeah, you let us know. And today's person that we should be looking at, let me just explain Spotlight. Spotlight is basically the player that we should be looking at in today's game. Who you just want to know more about, maybe focus the most on. I picked Ramsdale in the last game against Burnley. What a guy to pick to put your spotlight on, because he had a great game from start to finish
crucial.
and after. Clapping with the fans, staying with them, giving his shirt, the enthusiasm. He was the last to go in as well at Burnley. He was out there clapping for ages. He really enjoyed us singing his name. I think he's going to become a fan favourite very quickly. I think he already is, but I think he's going to really, really become a fan favourite. Really
the
good
performances stay at that level.
Yeah.
For sure.
Very demanding, command his box, slowed down the game. He was great. So today's spotlight is on Charlie Patino.
Okay.
Big him up, big
we
him
don't
up.
know if he's playing.
I don't know if he's playing.
All right.
But he's trained with the first team all week.
Yep.
There's rumours that he's going to be involved in this game. We don't 100% know if that is true, but if he does make an appearance today, I'll be keeping a close eye on him. He's had a great career so far. Obviously, he hasn't made too much of a first team appearance, but he was signed, I think you want to speak about it later, from Luton Town for £10,000. It was big news that time, very young, at age of 11. It was in the media, in the press. So there's a lot of talent. A lot of people spoke very highly of Charlie Patino as well. I know you want to break down a player profile on him as well. So we can,
look, guys, it's difficult because access to under 23 games isn't always the easiest thing in the world in terms of online. But by the way, you can go, I think, for free a lot of the time to actually watch them. You went with Ty, didn't you?
I went with Ty.
To West Ham.
Yeah.
You've been travelling a lot.
I've been around. Listen, I've been everywhere. I've been at the training ground recently.
No wonder you never prep these shows. But anyway.
That's what you're so good at.
Sorry. But you get enough from highlights and from basically people who are in the game who know what they're talking about. So Charlie Patino, let's go through a brief player profile. Central midfielder. Very comparable to Jack Wilshere, I think, in terms of...
You love Jack Wilshere, innit?
I love Jack Wilshere. But very comparable in terms of his style. Low centre of gravity when he carries the ball. Left-footed, we mentioned that here in the player profile. Stands at 5'10". But I've just flown past the position bit. But just going back to that.
Yeah.
He's very much a central midfielder. You're looking at positions that Martin Odegaard picked up against Burnley. The kind of positions that kind of Partey's played when he's had Lokonga next to him. He's going to be one of a midfield two pivot, a pair of pivot. What would you call it? A pivot's one person.
Yeah, pivot's one person.
Double pivot.
A double pivot.
Do you know what? I need a nap before this game. He could play in a double pivot. He could play as a defensive midfielder, but I think you can tell he's got plenty of flair and creativity.
Oh, yes.
I think you'd want him to be getting forward and not restricting him too much, especially at that young age when they've got that enthusiasm, that excitement.
Right.
You look at the goal he scored against Man United. He put Phil Jones on the floor, dinked it past Dean Henderson, wasn't it? That was just fantastic.
Class.
Kind of low centre of gravity. quick feet, then the dink, the awareness. I mean, he's a quality player. He's made 33 youth appearances. Now that includes things like the Premier League 2, the FA Youth Cup. So in terms of friendlies as well, probably a lot more.
People are going on with your Jack Wilshere comparison, like they're with it. AFTV Extra commented, which I think it may be Harvey, but I don't know. But they said quickly here, Gunnar Vertel says, remind me of Wilshere a lot. AFTV Extra, going to be interesting to see how good he is at senior level. And I think that's what not everyone, but I know a large majority here at AFTV are looking to see him feature tonight. It's a game that we should win, and it's a game we should see some of the young talent around. Amongst some of the experienced players as well to get the win tonight.
You'd think this is a really good opportunity to bring him in and give him some minutes, even if it's half an hour, 20 minutes off the bench. I've got this quote here from Brian Stapleton. Now, it's a quote that comes via Charles Watts, an article of his on goal.com. So go check it out, guys, if you want the full breakdown of Charlie Patino, because Charles was one of the first to write about Patino kind of at the beginning. I think it was back in the summer, before or sort of as the season was kicking off. And you got this quote from Brian Stapleton, who's a scout at Arsenal, or was a scout, I think it still is, said, of all the years I've been scouting, he's the best kid I've ever seen. I got a tip off about Charlie from a guy. So I went over there and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. He was 11 and I think he was playing in the under-13s, and I was like, wow.
That is
the best
big
youngster, best kid he's ever seen. Look,
do you ever question these things? I think, why have you not seen him integrated sooner?
No, because he's 17, and I think it's fine to take your time. I don't think Phil Foden. There was so much uproar from fans
because they wanted
Phil
to see
Foden
him
had
integrated.
1 or 2 good performances as a 17, 18-year-old, and there's. Why isn't Pep playing Foden? He needs a loan spell. He needs to leave City. He's not going to develop.
He dealt with that situation.
And over 2-3 years, because you think it was 18, 19, 19, 20, and it was only really 2021, which was last season, that Foden started playing a lot more.
That's when he, for me, he solidified his spot was the 2021 season. But yeah, you're right. The 18,
so
19.
So there was 2 full seasons of him
in and
playing
out.
The odd Champions League game, the odd Cup game, starting the odd Premier League game and doing well. And everyone knew he had talent, but Guardiola just managed him very, very carefully. You know, and in a range of positions. And actually worth mentioning that Patino, I've mentioned him as a potential defensive midfielder / more adventurous box-to-box or whatever. He can play right or left if you need him to. He has done that before, and you can see he's got the attributes to do it. So look, I always hear all this, you know, don't put too much pressure on these youngsters, you don't want to overhype them, you don't want to... Yeah, but let's pick them up. They've for whatever reason, they've earned this reputation, or Charlie's earned this reputation that he's got coming into a potential game like this, a potential debut. You know, he's training with the first team for a reason. You know, it's interesting that him and Hutchinson were 2 of 3 subs in the behind closed doors friendly during the international break. You know, where Arteta fielded a strong 11. He clearly really, really rates him.
I agree, and AS here says Pep managed Foden well, and I agree.
Really
I think
well.
he really, and I was one of those people that were like,
we know you're a player.
No, I was one of those people that was saying, why is he not being featured more? Like, what is Pep doing? Like, hurry up. And then when he solidified it and said, listen, he's going to be the replacement in midfield last season, he's going to be the person that we want in that position. I was like, wow, okay, he must be ready. And he was. He's taken the Premier League by storm at times. Quickly here as well, OOO says, stop comparing Pep and Foden to anyone at Arsenal. What the fuck? Bro, we're just giving... Come on.
Nah, that's annoying.
Oh, don't let it get to you, Jack.
You can't... Listen, Pep Guardiola, and for all I know, whoever commented, I think it was Triple O.
Triple O, yeah.
A lot of people criticised Pep Guardiola and said, all you do is spend money, all you do is throw money at the problem, and you never develop players, make them better. And he developed Foden expertly. So that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
And we should learn from that.
Yeah,
that's all.
And I don't know if people are going to like me saying this, but I'm happy with the youngsters in our side. I really am, in the sense of like Arteta, they've kind of gone with a plan. Edu said, obviously, we're getting youngsters now. We're going to rebuild, whatnot. I'm actually happy with the youngsters. One in the academy, big up per Mertesacker as well, and the youngsters that we have in the first team. And I've had a lot of I don't know, what can I say? There's been a lot of hard times as an Arsenal fan already this season. So I've kind of been clouded by...
Say that again.
Yeah, I've been clouded by the results and been like, do you know what, we're not in a good place, Arsenal Football Club. But when you kind of wash that away, wipe that away, and you look at all the youngsters that are flourishing in this squad, granted, I don't think Arteta is the right man going forward. I think the youngsters that we have coming through are very exciting, and we have to get behind them. I think today I'm going to go to the game, I'm going to sit in that stand and just... hopefully see Charlie Patino, Mike Hutchinson on the bench. I don't think Saka's going to play, but a lot of the youngsters involved, maybe some of the new signings, and really get behind them. And I think that's what, as a fan base, obviously I can't speak for every fan, is what we should be looking to do as well going forward. I know many people do support the youngsters, but I just feel like I had to say that because, like I said, I've been clouded recently.
The future of the squad looks a lot better than the present of the squad, is what I'll say.
Very true, right.
But, you know, we're going to big them up and wish them all the best, and hopefully they get some minutes. Should we end on some top squad?
Let's end on top.
We've got to wrap up in a sec.
Yes, let's end on top squad. Now, I know you've got it up there and you're going to see it on your screens, guys, right now. I'm going to pick my team. You're going to see me looking at my phone.
My little top squad
Please
centre.
do not get at me for looking at my phone right now. I'm just going to just pick my players while you
Well,
do your thing.
mean... Again, you know, I'm not going to be here every stream reminding people how it works or whatever. But if you do want to play, go on to AFTV VIP. You can find that by typing in aftv.mobi on your web browser. Add the app to your home screen, and yeah, play along with us. It's $2.99 a month for access to everything on the app, including exclusive content, the 11 builder. The Buyers Predictor, How's Your Touch, Forever Arsenal podcast, all that stuff
Forever
is included, and you
yeah.
can play this with us as well.
Forever
now,
Arsenal, second or first,
the
number one show.
Number one show on AFTV VIP. I wasn't going to mention, you brought it up. I was going to spare you that.
I used to have the number one show on the VIP.
How's Your Touch is decent.
Yeah, I used to have the number one show. I don't anymore.
But How's Your Touch is sick, by the way.
It's been popped off.
Go see the episode where I beat Cecil in a shooting challenge. I know.
Oh yeah, you did do that. I was thinking, wait, what? I was like, yeah.
This is a Crawley Town legend, you know.
Then watch the second series. Anyway, but go on.
Anyway, here I am. So, as the 11s aren't out, the full squad, the full roster for both teams, for Arsenal and Wimbledon, are there. Don't forget, you get 100 mil in game to spend on, well, every player at the moment is valued at 20 mil, but their values are going to change like an in-game stock market, depending on how they play throughout the game. I was going to start putting a little bit here and there.
It's really difficult.
I will start.
It's difficult though because I was just doing it now and I was like, well, who do you pick?
No, exactly.
I don't know the 11.
No, exactly. But I'm going to start by just putting quite a bit on Lokonga, who I think is going to have a pretty big part to play today. I think he'll start and I think he'll be heavily involved. But that's kind of my early start. I'm going to put 20 mil on Lokonga, and then throughout the day, evening... Do you know what? I'm going to wait till the 11s come out. But guys, do go and join us. Do come and play. We'll be playing it throughout the watch along as well as the game goes on. And yeah, hopefully, goals start flying in and the points start flying up. So yeah, come join us. We'll be playing Top Squad as always. And yeah,
it's a really good in-game gap. It's something to play along whilst the game's going on. I'm going to try keep an eye on it while I'm at the ground, but I'm going to be honest, going to be in the Emirates singing. So it's going to be. If I beat any of you guys here at the studio, just know that you guys are terrible at the game. If I beat you and I'm at the Emirates watching, it's the truth though. Right, so that is it for Top Squad. I'm excited to get a cracking once the lineups are out. I'm going to kind of pick my team because I don't want to jump the gun too early. And we've discussed the VIP app. That is kind of it for today's build up. We're kind of running over time. Thank you everyone for watching. James, any last words?
No, not really. Let's not balls this up.
Let's not balls it up. We're going to end on that tagline there. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you very soon for Starting 11.